Well, Jackson Brown once said, life doesn't require the best, only that we try our best. And on this International Workers' Day, we do encourage you to value hard work and try your best so that you can be the best version for yourself and also for those that you are working for. Happy International Workers' Day. Welcome to Smell the Coffee. You are joined by Diana Master and Aina Raisa Koyo. What are you saying today?
We are saying we're resting. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, we are resting.
We're resting. And yeah, man, it is Workers' Day. It's International Workers' Day. It's known as May Day. It's also known as Labor Day. Yeah, I think in America is where they celebrate Labor Day. So yeah, and it's known as May Day partially because, or rather because of a protest that happened, I think, in 1886, where there were 7 or so people that passed away. So and then they commemorate that as May Day as well, because they were protesting for better working conditions and all of that. So I think that's like just briefly the history of May Day / Labor Day / International Workers' Day. So like today is just to celebrate, the working class and, appreciate their struggles and their hustle.
Yeah. Today is to celebrate colleagues. And this is a message to the workaholics. To celebrate, not to continue
working.
To celebrate, to rest, breathe,
Close
take
that
a day
laptop.
off. Yes.
Close it.
There's
Switch
nothing
off your
wrong
phone.
with resting.
Switch off your phone.
You can sleep
Sign out of WhatsApp if need be.
Twitter, X.
Deactivate anything that is work related for just today.
Yeah.
And just breathe, relax, close your laptop. The emails, they'll find you tomorrow. It's fine.
Yes, it's very important for you to be really productive. You need to take, I think you need to take from a space where it's full. You need to take from a full cup. You can't take from an empty cup in order for you to be productive. Now, if you are continuously working day after day, hour after hour, you will be depleted. And so then there will be nothing left in your cup for you to take from tomorrow. That's why we are emphasizing on rest. Please do rest. Take a day off where you don't do anything, where maybe you just go on TikTok and watch the nonsense videos that you like.
Exactly. Enjoy your guilty pleasures today.
Read a book or something.
Yeah.
Just relax, bruh.
But like, just to emphasize on what you were saying, we always see, especially towards the end of the year, that people get year-end fatigue and all of that. I think that's mostly because every other day you're working, and you never actually get time to breathe. And it becomes so routine and so mundane and boring. Because again, it's wake up, go to work, come back, cook, eat, sleep, repeat. It becomes so monotonous. In a way, it becomes depressing.
Yeah.
So I honestly feel like when you can, even if it's just for a weekend, just for a few hours, do something that brings you joy.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Just for a few hours. And if you can, find like someone to visit, for example. Do something out of your routine. Yes. Because if you just wake up, go to work, come back, sleep, guys, that's not a life to live. We do all this so we can die? No.
Imagine all this labor is for what?
No. I believe there's joy in the little things, so find the little things that bring you joy. As we celebrate International Workers' Day today, we'll now be taking a quick ad break and getting into our top stories thereafter.
Attention kids, we have some exciting news for you. We are back, and this year we are planning on going big. So listen up. If you are in grade 3, grade 2, grade 1 or pre-primary, we are bringing your free school workbooks to you soon. This is all you need to know about where you can find your books. Books will be available for free in Republican Street Sale newspapers and all Namibian Sun newspapers. And for all pre-primary kids out there, your books will be delivered to your school in all 14 regions of Namibia. And there's more. Pre-primary books will also be printed in 9 different languages. Check out when your book will be available from the schedule right here. That's not all. Our free online school is there to help you along the way with video lessons and more books to download. You can also follow along on NTV every Monday to Friday from 9:30 to 11:30 for your daily online school lesson. We thank all our sponsors who are helping to build a brighter future for Namibia. Contact us at info@acdtrust.com and follow us on Instagram.
We start our top story with an update on the Diddy case. He challenges the lawsuit and claiming a statute of limitations in alleged assault case. Earlier this year, Bad Boy Entertainment CEO Sean Diddy Combs found himself embroiled in a legal battle when a woman named Joy Dickerson-Neal accused him and singer Aaron Hall of drugging and sexually assaulting her more than 3 decades ago. Now Diddy's legal team is fighting back, arguing that the laws under which he is being sued didn't exist at the time of the alleged incident. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Diddy's lawyers are contesting several claims made by Dickerson-Neal, pointing out that the laws she is invoking were not in effect when she alleges the assault occurred. Specifically, Dickerson-Neal is suing Diddy under the New York Services for Victims of Human Trafficking law, which was enacted in 2007, approximately 16 years after the alleged incident took place. Diddy's attorneys are calling for these claims to be dismissed with prejudice, asserting that their client cannot be held liable under laws that did not exist at the time of the alleged assault. Moreover, they maintain Diddy's innocence, denying the accusations of sexual assault and emphasizing that the claims under these specific statutes should be invalidated. However, Diddy's legal team is not contesting the first 2 counts of the lawsuit, which include common law claims for assault and battery, as well as intentional infliction of emotional distress. These claims do not rely on specific statutes and are therefore not subject to the same arguments regarding the timing of the laws. Now, in addition to challenging the applicability of certain laws, Diddy's lawyers are also contesting Dickerson-Neal's attempt to sue Bad Boy Records and Bad Boy Entertainment, asserting that these entities did not exist at the time of the alleged incidents and therefore cannot be held liable.
So basically they are saying, yes, we did it, but you can't sue us.
You can't sue us because then, technically back then, it was still legal. Yeah.
So they did do it. In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, it's like, but back then there was no law that said that we couldn't do these things. So we could have, so now you can't sue us.
Yeah. I get that.
It's a smart move, I think. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying it's smart. It's a good argument they have.
Yeah. So I think she was ill-advised.
Yeah.
She needed to just put everything that had happened back in context of the
present
times
law,
we're living now. Yeah, present law. I'm sure there are things that relate.
Yes,
like,
I think so.
Because also Cassie, I'm assuming her abuse from Diddy started way back.
Yeah, but I think Cassie's probably was 2010 thereabouts, I think.
2010, okay.
And because they're saying that this law was enacted in 2007.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where, honestly speaking, he's P. Diddy. He can afford good lawyers.
Yes.
Really good lawyers. So like you're saying, she was probably ill-advised. And they didn't actually take into consideration all these things because, like they're saying, she can't sue Bad Boy Entertainment and Bad Boy Records because they didn't exist at the time.
Being Diddy in 2024 is so hard. You wake up, it's a lawsuit. You breathe, is a lawsuit. You drink a cup of coffee, it's a lawsuit. What's happening?
Up lawsuit, down lawsuit, everywhere.
Well, let's move on to some interesting news regarding my favorite topic, the things that I like to talk about all the time. Fashion. Well, fashion styles come and go over the years, and a recent one in particular caught the eye of the public for all the wrong reason. A pair of denim jeans by Donna Luca was showcased at a designer fall-winter catwalk collection with a huge dark stain around the crotch area. Yet the denim item has been ridiculed for looking like a pea stain, despite the Italian-British menswear item was already sold out online for around £500 each. The staggeringly expensive jeans were blasted by some people on Instagram as they wrote, "You ain't cool unless you pee in your pants," while another added, "No more having to wait for the bathroom, you can just pee yourself and say it's designer." Elsewhere, one user wondered, why would anyone wear this? And another unimpressed person exclaimed, "This is so stupid." What's your take on this pea stained?
Listen, not even just pea stained. I have problems with a lot of these fashion trends. Right now we buy anything just because it's fashion. We were wearing torn clothes with holes because fashion, all in the name of fashion. Guys, call me whatever you may, say whatever you may about me, but there's certain trends that I will not be jumping onto.
I will not wear this.
No.
I will not go on a date with you if you come with these jeans.
Because I'm like, what
Take
is
yourself
going
seriously.
on? Like, why are you wearing that? Do you not see how they look? I don't care if you paid £500 for it, if you're just going to look like a clown. So a lot of fashion
they
trends,
don't really look like a clown though.
I'm not going to, like, honestly speaking, a lot of these fashion trends, I never understand them. And I'm one of those people that will just not, like...
I think we're getting older. The older you get, the more sense things start to make.
Things have made sense for me a long time.
If you're an 18-year-old,
no.
Like if you're 16, 18, 20, you'd probably be like, "Yo, bro, we need these jeans." You'll be recreating them at home with your friends, and you're like, "Chomi, we need to wear this jeans. This is trending."
Because of peer pressure, most of the fashion
See what I mean? When you get older, more sense. And so then no one will be able to peer pressure you.
Even when we were at UNAM and we were seeing all of these things, I remember I would absolutely not. Like, no, I would not indulge nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just one of those people that I like my own identity. Well, if I see something cute in the shop, yes, I will buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to buy something just because
everyone
it's
has
trending and everyone has it.
Right.
Because if it looks bad, I like looking good and I like knowing that I look good.
Right.
And also, I come from a house where my mom, like I said, is my biggest op. So I would wear something, she'd be like, "Why are you wearing that?"
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that looks nice?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm always so worried about what my mom has to say. Not even what she has to say, but I know that she'll just straight up laugh at me.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to say anything
she
for
will laugh
you
at me.
to say that, "Oh no, this is not on."
She will just laugh at me, and then now my feelings are hurt. Now what? Yeah. But anyway, that does bring us to the end of our top story.
Pea stained. Okay.
Pea stained pants are the new thing. So you can just, like you said, you can DIY at home or even in the bathroom too. Yeah. But anyway, after the break, we are talking all about divorce with my favorite in-law, Lwando Mufulemberi. Stay tuned.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Today we are discussing all things divorce. I know it's not one of those topics that you should be excited to talk about, but hey, depending on your circumstances, sometimes it's really actually good. But nevertheless, I am joined in studio today by the wonderful Lwando Mufulemberi, who is a legal practitioner. Thank you so much for joining us again. The last time you were here, we were talking about family law and maintenance, but now, of course, we are talking about divorce.
Yep.
Yes, all right. So, what are the primary reasons that individuals in Namibia seek a divorce, and what legal grounds must be met to initiate the process?
Okay, this is a bit of an interesting question because it's a little bit difficult because I don't think anyone has done statistics on what is the main reason people get divorced. I can only speak about the cases I've worked on and the cases I've seen from colleagues, and most of the grounds are, or most of the reasons fall under the ground malicious and constructive desertion.
Oh, okay.
So Namibia is a fault-based system, which means that someone must be the reason for the divorce, right?
Okay.
And there are only, should I call them categories? 4 categories under which this fault-based system operates. So one, which I'm sure everyone thinks is the main reason, is adultery.
Okay.
And then we have the malicious and constructive desertion. And then the next reason we have is that someone has or lacks mental reasoning or capability. And the last reason is that someone is a habitual criminal. Now, the habitual criminal and the person who's not in their right mind are barely used. I've never used them personally.
Okay.
Most of the reasons that you will find in divorce cases will fall under adultery or malicious and constructive desertion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just briefly tell us a little more about the malicious. You see, my words are actually running away from me now, but habitual desertion. Do tell us a little more about that.
So when we talk about malicious and or constructive desertion, we mean that you're married, no one has committed adultery, but the person creates such an environment at home that you feel like you're not married, you feel like you're being abused, or sometimes you are actually being abused. There is no relationship between the two of you. And sometimes that person literally leaves you. They just leave. I've had cases where spouses have been gone for 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
12 years.
So they just
just
desert
gone.
them.
They're literally deserted, and that's called malicious desertion. Constructive desertion will be, I'm creating such a hostile environment at home that it's affecting you physically and emotionally.
So I'm going to leave.
So
I see.
you're forcing me to get a
I
divorce so that I
see.
can leave. It's almost like if you think about a work situation where someone creates a working environment that's so terrible, you quit.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. All right. So can you explain the steps involved in filing for divorce? You know, we always read about divorce from celebrities. Oh, irreconcilable differences and all of that. So in a way, we have this perspective of divorce, but we don't actually know what the steps are and what you should actually do. So, and any requirements for separation periods or counseling.
Okay, so Namibia is very different than anything we see on TV. There is no separation period in Namibia.
Okay.
There is no counseling period in Namibia. You simply just filing for divorce. You're either married or you're not married. So when you file for divorce, you ideally will seek the services of a legal practitioner. But of course, if you can't, you can do it yourself. You will file what is called a particulars of claim. This particulars of claim will just summarize essentially the reasons why you're getting a divorce, who you are and who your spouse is, and how many children you have, and how you are married, whether it's in or out of community of property. This document will then be served on the other party, and then they can elect to defend it or elect to just let it go on without them.
Okay.
So this is now where I have to interject because the processes differ. If they elect not to participate, then you who's filed it will go on, and you'll go on what we call an unopposed divorce.
Okay.
Meaning that you will continue everything else. You will file what is called a return of service to show the court that I did serve this person with this document. They have just chosen not to respond. And then you will file what is called a notice of set down, which is also governed by the High Court rules. I won't get too much into that because then I will take the whole day. But you'll file a notice of set down and set down the matter on the court roll, and then you will be expected to testify. So what you will testify to is essentially the summons that you served, just confirming who you are, when you were married, and the reasons why you want a divorce. If you have alleged adultery and you can prove it, say by testifying, look, this person has a child, so it's proof of their adultery, or the person actually gives you an affidavit saying, yeah, I committed adultery. There are people who do that. You'll get your divorce immediately.
Okay. Okay.
If you can prove malicious or constructive desertion, you'll be given a 6-week restoration period. So what that means is you'll be expected to then serve another document on the spouse again to just let them know you have appeared in court on this and this date, and the restitution period will be for this long, and the final divorce order will be then given after that period, which is about 6 to 10 weeks.
Okay.
Now, if someone decides to oppose the divorce, it becomes judge managed. So that's something totally different. The steps are slightly different because it's now the judge who will guide you on what to file.
Okay.
So essentially, they'll give the other party an opportunity to respond to the documents that you have served them with. And then normally in our divorce system, they will order both the parties to go for mediation to see if they can settle the issues between them.
Okay.
If not, then you're looking at moving towards a trial, so the judge will guide you on what you must file, when you must file it, how you must file your evidence. So as you can hear, that's slightly longer than when someone doesn't oppose the divorce.
I see. So moral of the story is just agree, basically.
Easier said than done.
Okay, so obviously now let's say fine, the divorce has been approved or whatever. How does Namibian law then address the division of assets and property during divorce proceedings, and what factor influences a fair distribution? I would understand, of course, the whole thing of being married in or out of community of property also plays an important role.
So again, it's subjective and it depends on the reasons why you're getting divorced. So normally, the first thing the court will look at is how were you married. If you're married out of community of property straight, then they will not even look at how you're dividing any kind of property. But again, you do have people who will then talk about donations or talk about, look, that's not my business, but I contributed this much and I want it back. But then those are things you must prove, right? It's not just something the court's just going to award you. You must prove it was a donation and all of that. And then you have people who are married out of community of property, but with an accrual system. So the division happens according to the accrual system. So essentially what it means is what was mine, what was yours, but what we bought together during the marriage will then equally divide.
I see, okay.
Then you have people who are married in community of property. And most of the time, the order that you'll get from court is we're dividing this 50-50. And what that means is, if we cannot agree on how that 50-50 looks, a liquidator, who's another lawyer, will be appointed to sell everything and then pay off your debts, not just divide. Pay off the debts of the joint estate, and then whatever is left, they are also entitled to a fee, and then they equally divide.
Oh my goodness.
That's how it works in a nutshell.
Oh my goodness. All right, so now before I let you go, would you then, would it be wise then to just get a prenup? Do we have prenups in Namibia? Again, we see these things on TV. We don't actually, and in the States, and we read about them from celebrity cases. Do we actually have prenups in Namibia? Can we actually set up one?
We do not have prenups in Namibia because you're either only married in community of property or out of community of property. I guess most people would equate an ANC, an anti-nuptial contract, which is the one you sign when you get married out of community of property, to something similar to a prenup, but it's actually not, because it just tells the court or allows anyone dealing with the debt of the estate to know that this is an out-of-community marriage.
Oh, wow. Okay. So basically, before you get married, please do your research. Actually find out everything that you need to find out, and make sure you know all those legal documents. Don't just be that spouse that doesn't know what's going on, because if things go south...
And if I can interject, whether you're married in or out of community of property in Namibia depends on the area where you get married. So I think a lot of people are not informed on that, and they're surprised when they get divorced that, oh my goodness, I got married in the north, so that means my marriage is automatically out of community of property.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, I got married in Windhoek, so that means I'm married in community of property. So it's always important to sit down with your partner and discuss what your marriage looks like, what you want your family to look like, and how you want it to be governed, so to speak.
Jeez, Lwando, you've just given me a whole new perspective on this whole marriage thing. It's not just for the wedding, guys. There's actually legal stuff that you need to consider and you need to talk about. But thank you so much for joining me today, and for, of course, giving me a little bit of information on divorce. Now I know what exactly I need to look out for when I get married. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our goodbyes. Well, that brings us to the end of yet another exciting episode of Smell the Coffee on International Workers' Day. Do remember to take a little bit of R&R, some rest and relaxation, and we'll see you again tomorrow. From Diana Master and Aina Razakweyo, do enjoy your day.